because I noticed there weren't just that many Aroace people that I knew about, and even in like very queer friendly groups, I wanted to make an Aroace meeting place somewhere. There's one in Stockholm, one in Malmö, one in Lund, and that was it. I had the chance to work with the project Next Gen Solutions ran by Fryshusets that was able to fund this meeting space. So because our background in going to an art school and getting to experience the freedom and motivation you get from showing your art, I wanted to have this project related to creating art and also sharing experiences with being aromantic or asexual.
Så.
Jag ser vad du gör. Eller kolla på mig när jag svarar på frågorna.
Take one Sam interview.
How old were you when you discovered you were Aroace?
Like 13 to 16. People started partying, and with that comes the hookup culture, right? Already when I was 13, my class in gymnasium was also very party focused. I was like sitting there while people were describing just really bad hookups. This identity wasn't very widespread or like common to identify yourself as before, because it's not that super common, but on the internet it's much easier to find people within the same community, so like you gather around in a concentrated mass, which makes it much easier to find others like you, while in person that's like it doesn't happen if you don't actively seek it out.
It was a slow realization, right? As you slowly but surely okay, maybe I don't have the same views on sexuality and relationships as other people, and there are actually all of these options around you. I think it was more up in 2021 that I really got into that. Okay, maybe the asexual line might align slightly with some of my ideals.
First time I ever saw the word like asexual was in an article describing how asexual people make up 0.something% of the population. So I'm like, whoa, it's super uncommon. Couldn't be me. That could not have been a right statistic. You can't really track that because it's a spectrum.
Some enjoy sex but don't want romance, and some want to focus on like the familiar love and platonic love fully instead of any romantic love or any love at all in the traditional sense. And some want to spend their entire life with another person and keep romance or physical intimacy out of it completely. Some feel they don't want either, and some feel they gotta get to know a person for a long time before they're romantically or sexually attracted to them at all. And then the list goes on, because people are different. The vast majority of romance in media are about like a man and a woman finding love, right? And you constantly see these dynamics. You can argue all you want about how these dynamics are like changing in the West, but the West it's not all of the world. And there's still a majority of people everywhere who like see the pipeline of romance and sex and marriage and then kids as a dream or like the ideal life. In a vacuum, where this is what both parties want, there's nothing wrong with that idea. But obviously, when you start expecting something from everyone, you're gonna leave some people feeling alienated.
So I grew up watching rom-coms with the family. Then it's like, oh, okay, this is what adults do. And then you're like slowly becoming an adult yourself. And you're thinking like, are we sure this is what adults do? But you see it. You see people going that right route. And you're kind of left standing there like, are we sure?
You saw someone on the bus with an Aroace pin.
It was special because you don't really see them expressing it openly like that because of the societal expectation. Really nice to see people express it more often, because that's how connection builds.
What do you think is a stereotypical perception that people have of the Aroace community?
That you don't date, and that you're both aromantic and asexual. You group those two together, right? Because it's not about who you're attracted to, it's how you're attracted to people. And so that's why you say like the aromantic asexual community. It's easy to separate the struggles of that one from the rest of the LGBTQ experiences.
I don't think the problem is all that about the perception. It's Maybe more I find that it's not perceived at all. Like it's not discussed in the way that people don't know that it exists.
What is the strangest question you have received or seen from people for being a race?
I've been asked when I said that I don't specifically crave sex all that much, does that mean that I don't understand sex? The same person who asked me, does that mean that I don't understand sex? Do I know what a dick is? Also asked me if I would puke if I ever saw a naked man.
I think I haven't talked about it because you will get follow-up questions. And because the identity is so broad, like saying it can either signal like I don't date, and then you want to clarify maybe your specific flavor of the label, or people will want to know anyways and will ask, and then it's a whole thing.
There's hot takes about how we don't have to label everything, etc., etc. But like through all of history, all we do is literally try to categorize everything. And of course, you don't have to define who you are with just a label. I fully get how that might feel like you're simplifying things. But to me at least, saying that I'm queer or ace, it's both taking a step back from what I feel is expected of me and go like, I see it, but it's not for me. And at the same time, it's helping me find others that agree.
If you see labels as permanent tattoos, then you're going to struggle a little bit because you're going to be thinking, have I always been experienced this? But if you see them as someone online described as magnets on your fridge once, then it's much easier to see like, oh, this magnet label looks good for what I'm experiencing right now.
What have you thought about the meetings this far?
I have found it really, really connecting, where it's not usual to see. Mainly, I feel like when you are Aroace, you're already vulnerable in a space of expectations. But in a group like that, there's like no expectation. It's been really like good for like, I feel like for everyone. I feel like everyone to some capacity has felt a deeper connection, and amazing to find more like-minded people and then discover identity together.